guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a geography video since it is Sunday, and so let's just get into it. So today we would like to talk to you guys about this dude called Language Simp. Weird name, but okay. 1 million subscribers. Nice dude, but I think no hate, okay? But I think he is a fake super alpha male polyglot thing, okay? So first, this is clickbait. He doesn't give a... So, okay, the title first. He's doing a language review on French, and as you can see, he's also done it to Russian and other languages. So he's doing it to French today. And I am a fluent French speaker. I've been speaking it since I was 3 because I've lived in Switzerland my whole life. So right now I'm a super polyglot alpha male thingy, however you want to call it, sir. Yeah, I speak 6 languages. I speak German, French, Portuguese, Spanish, Hebrew. In English. I forgot this one. But okay, this guy is kind of faking, sus. He does not give a 1.5 star rating about French. He's not super scared, but I guess this, no hate to this guy. He's nice. He has like one of the...
What?
He has one of those traits that I like. So this is not that much of a geography channel because it's also languages, but they have some kind of link. Geography, also countries have their own official languages, you know, one of those things. So yeah, let's start watching. Oh, also, if you don't think I'm fake, I was born in Brazil. I speak Portuguese fluently. I started to learn Spanish, and it's cool. I'm speaking Spanish now because it's easy for a Portuguese speaker. I speak Hebrew for my religion, and sir, Mr. Language Simp, Hebrew has the letter Ain, okay? Ain, okay? They do the okay, sir? Like, yeah. So if you want, you can just write a word called oi, if you want. They also have the that you do while hurting, like gripping your throat, okay? You don't need to do like you can just do that's also something you do in French, you know, and some other languages, but okay. So Hebrew, so my 3 most popular languages are English because I think it's a moral baseline to speak it, French and Portuguese. French because I live in Switzerland, and Portuguese because I was born in Brazil and my family all speaks Portuguese. Then German because it's also an official language of Switzerland, but I live in the French speaking part, but you have to learn German, okay? I'm trying to go this quickly. Spanish because I wanted to, and Hebrew because it has a link with my religion. And my Jewish school I went to, I learned how to speak Hebrew. Okay, let's get started.
Wesh la street, les gars, et bienvenue sur le 2e épisode de Language Review. Moi, je m'appelle Language Simp, je suis un hyper polyglotte gigachad alpha male who is very attractive to every woman and man on the planet.
Great. Okay, so first, that sentence is not very well coordinated, and like, yeah, if you want me to show you exactly, like, okay, I don't know what the sentence is in French. What's up, gangsters? Wesh, I don't know.
Wesh la street,
Wesh la street, I don't know.
Et bienvenue sur le 2e épisode de Language Review.
You kind of have an accent. Normally you don't, but that's fine. Bienvenue sur le 2e épisode de Language Review.
Moi, je m'appelle
Language
Simp, je suis un hyper polyglotte gigachad alpha male who is very attractive to every woman and man on the planet.
Good for you.
Aujourd'hui, on va parler de la langue française.
Aujourd'hui, on va parler de la langue française.
Language Review is a series where I go through the languages of the world and...
Okay. Okay. What are these? Georgia flag? Israel flag? You have Israel plus Palestine. North Korean flag? What is this? Okay, oh yeah, this is an ancient Albanian sign language. Okay, that's weird. Good editing.
Review them, sort of like a film critic or a video game reviewer, but for languages, specifically from the perspective of a language learner. I'll discuss who speaks them, their grammar, their difficulty, and tons of other stuff.
Okay, this looks like a game. NPCs rules difficult.
Before finally giving them an official Language Simp certified rating on the Simp scale. If you enjoy this video, be sure to give it a like and let me know in the comments which language you'd like me to review next. Without further ado, c'est parti.
C'est parti.
I hate French. It sounds like they're choking all the time. Why would anyone learn such a hideous language?
Good question, babe. I personally learned French in order to pick up uneducated monolingual American women who think that Paris is the most romantic city.
Okay, that's kind of weird.
Would rather do 25 years to life in a Pyongyang prison than spend one night in a 5-star hotel in Paris. But nothing
Nice.
Southern cowgirls feel for me when I look them in the eyes and say, "Bonsoir, vous êtes très très belle, mademoiselle."
Okay, that vous is like a formal way of saying you. So like for you, so like I think that's using Google Translate. So like if you want to talk to a girlfriend or to a friend, you would say tu for you. You know. Also for you plural, like you guys, it would also be vous. Yeah, it's weird, okay? So, like, to your teacher, imagine, you would call her vous. To your friend, you would call her or him tu. Because, like, you know, yeah. Okay, this is kind of sketchy, you know, fishy, sus.
I've noticed that people either love French and think it's the most beautiful and romantic language in the universe, or they hate it and think it's the most awful and disgusting combination of sounds that a human being could possibly produce. However, moi je dirais que ça dépend de l'accent. Just like the...
Okay, you're saying some things that are like more hipster gang stuff, you know, more like, I don't know if it's a word, but in French you say familier. It's something that you say to like friends and family and stuff, but not too like formal. You're being the opposite of formal, which is kind of making you more innocent.
British Empire, France also brutally colonized every continent and spread their language. While this is undeniably a historical tragedy, the bright side is that they left tons of DLC for the French learner to unlock. After colonization and the ravaging of Europe, the most notable French-speaking places today are France, Switzerland, Belgium, Quebec, and roughly 100% of Africa.
Okay, no. I know it's a joke and stuff. I don't have any roots from Africa, but do you know how many languages are spoken in Africa? Like over 1,000, okay?
Each of these places has its own unique way of speaking. First, you've got France, which has a ton of regional accents, but I'll focus on the famous and standard Parisian accent, which honestly sounds like a bunch of poor people got together in a baguette store and tried to invent an accent that is as sophisticated as possible in order to boost tourism and sell the illusion that they're rich and classy. Then you've got the Swiss, who are actual...
Wait a minute, that's in Geneva, and I've been there. I live in Geneva, and that's the Geneva flag. Oh my god. Look it up. Oh, I love these ducks. These white big ducks. I forgot. The swans. I love swans. I always feed them. No, it's bad to feed them bread. But like, roughly once every month. I'll just go and feed them occasionally. That is a very old photo. Look, this is the lake, Lac Léman. Or maybe it's a river, I don't know. There's a bunch of rivers plus the lake in Switzerland, in Geneva. So I don't know where you actually are. But that's the Geneva flag, and I'm pretty sure I've been there, or it's just a very similar place.
Rich, but pretty much sound the same. They just speak 50% slower.
Okay, listen. I don't know how you know this, but like, you're not gonna speak. I can't speak so quick, okay, guys? I can't speak super quickly. I could maybe understand it, but I can't formulate words so quickly. I'm not like Albert Einstein.
You've also got the Belgians, who bastardized the language by inventing new words for numbers. In case you're not aware, normal French speakers use the obvious and very logical phrase 90.
Yeah, so in French, 90, it means 90. So 80 means 80, like 420. It means actually 420, like 69. 420 means 80. 80 means also 80. So 4 times 20. So 420 in English literally means 80 in French. Yeah. So now, adding a few stuff, you know that 80 means 80. 90, 80, 10, like 420, 10. So like 421, 422, 423, 424, 425, 426, 427, 428, 429, 420, 10, 420, 11, 420, 12. Yeah, it's weird. Like 80, 10, 80, 11, 80, 12. It also works with 60 because there's no word. In France, there is no word for 70. It's like 60, 10, 60, 11, which is weird. Yeah.
To mean 90, which literally translates to 4 20s 10. The evil Belgians probably
No.
exhausted from ravaging the Congo or something, couldn't do this simple math and instead started using the word 90 to
Nantes. That's also used in Switzerland, okay? We use 90 for 90 and 70 for 70. Because this is weird. 60 for 60, 70 for 70. You're not going to use 70, 60, 10. I am sorry. I apologize. So, Belgium, we're here with you.
90. So dumb. I have no idea what else goes on in Belgium, and I never want to go back there. Finally, you have Africa, and there are just too many.
Also, there are some places in Switzerland where instead of saying 80, for like 420 instead of 80, you know, instead of that, they say 80, which makes sense, but where I live, no.
Countries to go into specifics, but in general, speakers in sub-Saharan Africa speak clearly and often roll their R's in direct defiance of the
Like bonjour, 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 monsieur. Would you say that?
French Empire. Then you have speakers in North Africa who tend to add Arabic loanwords into the language, which I love, like wesh and kife.
Oh my god! That's also using. Oh, I that time was like hipsters gang. I meant like slang. Okay, wesh and kiff. Wesh means like wesh, like bruh, something like that. Like yeah. So wesh would mean yeah. That's also used in France mostly, and in Switzerland too. More to the border of France. Like I can drive 1 hour to get to France. Kiffe means like to like it, like to have fun. And I know where that comes from. In Arabic, kifak means like sorry. YouTube, don't tag this. It wasn't a bad word. But kifak means like what's up, you know? So yeah, sometimes I don't use those words. I was like very formal, but people around me say it. Yeah, my friends say it.
Even the French youth started using these words, which pisses off l'Académie Française, which is a government body in France that attempts to control what words are allowed in the language. But if I were president of France, I would take
Macron.
over l'Académie Française and personally add thousands of Arabic words into the French dictionary. When Moroccans, Tunisians, and especially Algerians speak French, it warms my...
All of my Jewish friends have roots from like Morocco, Algeria, and Tunisia. The old principal of my school, rest in peace, he was Tunisian. Yeah, he was actually born there. I had friends, but I'm from Lebanon, which is my grandma's from Lebanon. Then they escaped to Brazil. Never said this publicly on YouTube, but I was like the only one in my school. But in Brazil, they're mostly all Lebanese, and in Syrian, I'm also Syrian.
Heart. I even once e-dated an Algerian woman from the small desert town of Tit, and I miss her dearly. So Kijiji, si tu regardes cette vidéo, tu me manques. Wesh. 1, 2, 3, vive l'Algérie!
Wait,
1, 2, 3, vive l'Algérie.
what about Quebec, babe? I heard Quebecois French is really beautiful.
No, it's not beautiful. It's like the weirdest thing I've ever heard in the world. Like, that's Quebecois. You can't understand. Like, rare stuff. You need to listen it slowly and closely and perfectly. And like they speak like this. Like you can't understand Québécois. I don't know how they understand themselves.
Regarde, avant de parler de l'accent québécois, j'aimerais remercier Speakly, who is the sponsor for today's video. I think
Okay.
Speakly is one of the only language...
Okay, stop. Okay, sorry.
Can't lose anything. The link is in the description. So if you want to understand what Québécois sounds like, imagine a Southern American redneck from rural Texas, have the French colonize him for a few decades and force feed him crepes, and you'll get something resembling Québécois. It sounds cool, but it just sounds really different.
Yeah.
But with all the poutine and maple syrup,
Putin. Putin. It says Putin. Okay, Putin. Okay. Yeah, it's something they eat is poutine. I don't know what it is. I think it's this. I never had poutine. I prefer having fondue and raclette. Hashtag Alps. Hashtag Swiss Alps. Yeah. Okay, I'm weird. They also, my friends, like, they say, wesh Putin. So when the Ukraine war started, they're like, wesh Putin, like, bruh Putin. Like, instead of saying Putin, they said Putin.
that they snort up there, they were always
Snort.
destined to become a little quirky. For example, they call cars tanks, and they have a lot of unique...
They say tank for a car. Like French, I think mostly Swiss slang. I don't know if French or not because I'm not from France and I've never lived in France. But Swiss, from where I'm from, like slang for car would be bagnole. Yeah, it's long, and not slang would be voiture. Yeah, I don't know.
words. Most notably, they're curse words inspired by Catholicism, like "Hostie de Christ de tabarnak."
Hostie de crise de tabarnak. Never heard that. Chris. Okay, I just know the word de and the word de. I don't know what hostie, I don't know what crise, and I don't know what tabarnak mean, host of Christ of the tomorrow. Maybe because I'm not Christian, but I don't know.
For a long time, I didn't believe these holy words could actually be offensive, but last month I pissed off a Quebecois guy outside a bar in Montreal, and he unleashed the wrath of Pope Francis on me. The weirdest thing, though, is the word gosse. In France, gosse means
Kid, yeah, a kid. Sometimes it can be used like a man, but a kid.
children, but in Quebec, it means balls.
Sorry? Okay, Quebec, you're gonna need to be colonized a few more years, and then you'll be given back to Canada. You're gonna be a little more franchised, because right now you're too weird. Okay? You don't need a new language, Quebecois. They're gonna invent a new language. I don't know. No, it's not. I have a friend who's French Canadian. He just told me like a sentence in typical French Canadian. He's been living in Switzerland for a few years now, so he's better. But he is French Canadian. He told me a sentence. I didn't understand a thing about that.
Bonjour, voulez-vous voir une photo de mes gosses? Ouais. So now let's talk about the French language itself. Fortunately, French is written in the American alphabet, so if you're
It's the Latin alphabet, but I know you joke about these things. Okay, that's weird, but sure.
from any of these countries in green, the writing system should be easy for you.
Yeah.
Except for these funny little accent markers.
Oh yeah, the E, the O, the E pronounced separately, and the CCD, it means like it cannot be a k, it's always a S sound.
Allow me to explain. This abnormal growth protruding from the C makes
Okay, that is in so many languages, okay? It's in German, I'm pretty sure German, it's in French, it's in Portuguese. You must know, I think you speak Portuguese, hey? It's also in Spanish. I don't know if it's in, no, it's not in English, and it's certainly not in Hebrew because it's not the same alphabet.
C sounds softer like a soy boy, while this little chicken tender changes the sound of the E. These nipples signify that a letter must be individually pronounced, and these two accents are the hardest to...
You just pulled this out of the web, didn't you?
Understand, because they literally do nothing.
Of course they do. Of course they do. This makes the eh sound, the eh. The other one made the eh. It and eh is different, I don't think. And the e without it, it's I'm sorry, I sound very weird. But, okay, I, and are three different sounds. I think I'm pretty sure you understand, okay?
Accents are the hardest to understand because they...
Yeah, this makes like the O mean like oh, like oh, you know, like strong O, communist O.
Literally do nothing. Grâce à Dieu, le vocabulaire n'est pas très difficile. En fait, la plupart des mots sont les mêmes en américain.
En fait, and in fact, don't mean the same thing, which kind of makes you more innocent, but I think you pulled all this from Google Translate, not gonna lie.
En français. For example, they use the words weekend, parking, and basketball.
Okay, some of those have French roots because I don't know if you knew, but French is older than English. American. Sorry.
Exact same way that we do. Also, almost all of the high-level French words were clearly stolen from our language, so it's super easy to guess words when you get used to the pattern. You've got international for international, sophistiqué for sophisticated, technologie for technology, and préservatif for... Wait, that one means condom.
I was like, that doesn't mean preservative. But another name for condom, which is mostly used, would be capote. Sorry, I can't be teaching bad stuff over on YouTube.
Wait, you get the point. The smaller words in French are where the true difficulty lies. All of the starter words you'll encounter in the tutorial are unique and sometimes confusing to use. Of course, you have the pronouns, which are pretty straightforward.
Je, tu, and vous are not the only. There's also je, yes, tu, yeah. Il, elle, on. Il means he, elle means she. On means like, okay, I won't explain on, it's too hard. Like nobody, but also everybody. Like on toque means like somebody's like knocking on the door. On toque à la porte. Okay. It can all, now in slang it means we, which I don't understand. Nous means we, but in more formal ways. Vous means you guys, or the formal way of saying you. Tu. Also, il with an S at the end means they, and elle for female with an S on the end. Okay, that's weird.
Forward like je, tu, and vous. But these other pronouns,
Okay, these are very rare pronouns. Yeah, and oh, yeah, okay. I can't explain it to you. Like, in a sentence where it says, je vais y aller. Okay, je vais y aller means I will go there. Y means there. So je vais aller means I will go. Je vais, like, m'en aller. I will go away myself, something like that. Je vais m'en aller. Je vais en faire ma chienne. I will make it my dog. Like, en. It replaces the noun, you know?
And all took me 3 years. 3 years to use correctly. I could have had 3 kids with my Algerian e-girl in that time, but reproduction is for betas and language learning is for alphas.
Okay, no, sorry. Reproducing is great. Yeah, I think you don't want to teach your hyper polyglot alpha males things to your kids.
Thankfully, reading French is incredibly intuitive, as the words are pronounced exactly how they're spelled. Even if you don't know French,
no, they are not.
Watch, this will be easy for you. Let me just think of a random word like, I don't know, water?
Why water? You got the hardest one. You're like, yeah, you. You maybe if you're more. It's O.
How do you think you pronounce this? It's pretty straightforward. You got it! It's just O. What about this one?
O. Okay, it would be like Q. It's que.
Wow, right again! It's k. Okay, so maybe
Que. Que.
there are a ton of silent letters that make no sense, but I promise you'll learn the rules over time. At least the grammar isn't too bad. There are two genders, masculine and feminine.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty weird, but like in French, the table is a female, and the bed is a male, and the pencil is a male, and yeah.
Which makes sense because obviously a chair is a woman and a pillow is a man. Then you've got the verb conjugations, which I actually think are some of the easiest in any language I've studied. If I want to say I eat, it's the simple je mange. And if I want to say you, he, she, it, or they eat,
There's no word for it, but I am impressed you don't know the pronoun O-N. You didn't say it. Oh. That is completely wrong, okay? O-N-S. That does not exist. I don't know where you got that from. But that is not even a word that exists in French. You can remove the S and remove the NT. On mange. I would go with il, elle. Il, elle mange. Okay, nous mangeons, we eat. Vous mangez. Yeah. Mange, 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 mange.
verb spelling does change, but they're all still pronounced mange. People often complain about these silent letters that are hard to remember, but I learn languages to speak languages and shock locals, not to read them like a nerd, so French is easier than Mexican in my opinion,
Spanish.
where you actually have to pronounce all the endings. But you do still have to say things correctly. French is hard to pronounce with an abundance of nasal sounds like eh.
There's no eh. There's Yeah, that's all.
And ein if you're in Quebec. You'll get them over time, but a shortcut is to imagine that you're a Minecraft villager and maybe plug your nose so you sound native. Fin, je suis natif.
No. Where did you get the word for well? I am native. I just natif. That's not a word. Did you just get that from Google Translate? Either it's not a word or it's not. It's just not. It's formal. Okay.
One of the other things that French learners fear is the most infamous French R, specifically the r in words like très, trop, and trois.
Très, trop, and trop. Yeah.
I've watched countless videos trying to explain how to emulate the sound, and I often see the gurus giving the most batshit insane advice. They say that you've got to stick a popsicle or a dead rat down your throat while trying to vomit, or that you have to hang upside down with an ice cube in your underwear while purring like a cat. Woof. Woof.
You can just say just learn it. It'll be fine.
Woof. But aside from helping me realize that I'm a furry, these strategies were not useful at all. This r noise often prevents monolingual betas from having the confidence to speak French, which infuriates me because even if you say tre, tro, and trois, I promise that French people will still understand you. They might pretend like they don't if you're in Paris, but that's your fault for going to Paris. Keep in mind that French people often
Je t'aime très bien. Sorry.
speak American like this. There are
Three things in the drawer.
things in the drawer, so I think they should be able to suck it up and deal with a foreign accent. Now it's time to talk about the shock factor. How will native French speakers react to you speaking their language as a foreigner? A lot of people learn French, so they won't exactly hit Fortnite dances or spontaneously combust, but they will still generally have a positive reaction. However, this largely depends on your competence in the language. If you're a beginner and you walk up to a Parisian and say, "Bonjour, monsieur," they might throw you off the Eiffel Tower or put you in a headlock and lock you into the catacombs forever.
I know how to say bonjour, monsieur in a Brazilian accent. My cousins always make fun of me, like, bonjour, monsieur. Excuse me.
But if you speak well enough to hold a conversation with an excusable accent, they'll probably maybe treat you like a human being. And if they don't, just troll them by saying, "Macron démission, les États-Unis vous ont sauvé la vie pendant la Seconde Guerre mondiale."
Sorry, seconde. Nobody says seconde. Except my freaking 600-year-old French teacher from 6th grade. Yeah, no.
Yeah, honestly, if you're looking to shock locals and get Shalma level reactions, French is probably not the language for you. I was once robbed in Paris and I was explaining what happened to the police officer, and despite my clear distress in the moment, the cop still was visibly irritated and corrected me every time I made a minor mistake, but c'est la vie.
That's something they do. Like, French people, no offense, but they're a little bit arrogant. No offense, there are some who are not. But that's what they do. Sorry, they're gonna be like trying to correct you, trying to sound nice, but they don't want to be nice. They just want to correct you.
Visibly irritated and corrected me every time I made a minor mistake, but c'est la vie.
C'est la vie. It's life.
There's so much more to unpack here, but the video is long enough, so it's time to give the French language an official Language Sim certified rating on the Simp scale. On a scale of dog water to Giga Chad, I place French firmly in the Giga Chad tier. I learned this language for a reason. Je la kiffe. It was my gateway drug into learning languages, and nothing makes me happier than trolling French people online. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe and consider supporting me on...
Oh my god. Okay. Alright. That was kind of weird, but I think that this guy is kind of a fraud. I'm not that sure, but I'm like 60% sure. Just tell us if you're lying, okay? We're gonna love you, okay? Just for telling before somebody finds out. So yeah, bye! Okay. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. So first off, before the end, I want Mr. Language Simp. I think your actual name is Joseph, but I don't know. Reveal it. That's weird. You say your legal birth name is Language Simp, which is weird. So could you please notice me, because I am here trying to I'm trying to help you out here. So could you please notice? Yeah, thank you. Bye. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this video. I love you all so much, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.